What you doing? Being goofy?
Are we live?
We're live.
Oh.
It's Thursday, y'all. So it's time for our Thursday shorts where we have all the answers, but we don't take any questions. However, if you have an idea for a Thursday short, email us at hello@ourblackutopia.com, because we talk to a lot of subscribers, right, on our one-on-one coaching calls, and who are asking for advice and about traveling internationally, especially about coming here to Portugal, but going to anywhere, wherever they are trying to relocate to. And they ask us questions that remind me of how much we didn't know like a decade ago.
There's a lot we did not know. A lot.
We've made some rookie mistakes. We even made some rookie mistakes when we came here in for our scouting trip in 2022.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Right. You don't know until you know.
You don't know until you know. But y'all, you got the shortcut. We're giving you shortcuts today so that you do not have to waste money, waste time, and everything else making these rookie mistakes while traveling internationally, especially if this is your first time traveling internationally. This is the video that you want to see, right?
And a lot of it is figure outable. So
it's all figure outable.
Don't worry.
It's all figure outable, definitely. But we have got 20 pro tips that you probably, some of them I'm sure you have not heard before. So,
and if we think of some other ones while we're going along with the 20 and we want to add to it, we'll let you know.
All right. You ready to get started?
First, we should introduce ourselves.
Oh, hey, y'all. My name's Halisi. My name's Halisi.
And I'm Rick. Welcome to our Black Utopia.
On our channel, we talk about money, we talk about travel and retiring abroad. We help folks who look like us who ain't got their money straight, get their money straight so that they can retire on time or maybe even early. But first, if you're new to our channel, you might not know, about 8 years ago, Rick and I got a wake-up call as we were getting close to retirement age. We looked at our money, y'all, it looked crazy. But about 3.5, 4 years ago, we got our financial act together and we went from negative 22,000 to over 1.1 million in net worth. If we can do that, you can do it too, okay?
You can do it.
You can do it. If you need help, information is in the description below. However, today, we are going to talk about international travel. It is travel season. I know we've got a lot of folks coming here for our June meetup. We are now selling the tickets separately, one for the boat excursion, one for the freedom celebration. And if you want to buy both, you get a discount. So all of that information is in the description below. Let's get started. Number one.
You got to have this one.
Yep.
You got to download CityMapper.
Yes, onto your cell phone. Where's my phone? Here it is right here.
CityMapper will tell you wherever you are, anywhere in the world.
Yeah, it's worked everywhere we've been so far. And it tells you, it says, oh, wait a minute, you're not in Lisbon anymore. You're now in Porto. Reset for Porto? Yes, please. And it gives you the public transportation. It gives you the Uber cost. It gives you, if those little scooters that it'll give you that cost. It gives you all of the public transportation, even tells you what station number to go to and everything else. It really makes traveling or being transported locally on public transportation.
It even tells you when to get off, doesn't it?
Tells you where to get off, tells you when to leave.
Yeah. Get the hell off. And walk two blocks and turn left.
Yep.
And you'll be at where you need to be.
Exactly. So that's CityMapper.
CityMapper definitely is a must-have. A must-have.
Number two.
Do not purchase a SIM card at the airport. Don't do it.
You can, but it's going to cost you
more.
You
can do it, but don't do
it. We have Google Fi, which should work when we hit the ground to call an Uber or something like that in 100 and some odd countries. However, you may not have that. Or you may want to just get the international package for one day when you land, because, it's the airport. If you're going to exchange money or if you're going to get a SIM card, it's going to be more expensive at the airport. When we were in South Africa, I was just like, I don't feel like dealing with it. I got one at the airport. I think we got 10 gigs of data for $20. Yeah, I think it ended up costing us $20. I ran out of data. So I went to a local store, the same brand, to get data. And for $20, I got like 100 gigs.
Yeah. So you can get it at the airport. It's just going to cost more.
Yep.
Than if you decide to purchase it at a store away from the airport.
Exactly. As well as money exchanges. Like if you try to get currency at the airport, they're going to charge a higher fee.
Mm-hmm.
When really, if you've got the right bank, you can just go to an ATM and get the cash out and avoid all the fees and that crazy exchange rate that they try to push on you.
It's about trying to keep hold of your money.
Yes. Number 3.
See if the public transportation has a temporary travel card. Like here in Portugal, we have the Navigante card, which a lot of times the locals use and stuff like that. It's a permanent card, but they also give you a Viva card, and actually they give the temporary Navigante card too. Yeah, because the last one I had to get one when I lost mine, and what's that look for? What's that look for?
You heard him. He lost it.
I lost it. And
but it has your picture on it.
It has my picture on it.
So people can't use it.
Yeah, and they canceled it immediately, and so nobody else could use it, but it's my card. But they gave me a temporary, not them, they gave me when I went to the station, and I had my Viva card, the green one, to turn in to try to get money put on, and he said, no, this is no good anymore. And he gave me the Navigante, which I have.
It doesn't really matter what it's called. Yeah. One is paper, one is like a credit card.
Right.
And so you can put money on it. And so you can swipe when you go through the turnstiles and all of that, as opposed to going to the kiosk every single time to get a ticket. It also allows you to have a discount. So if you put like €20 on it, you get a discount while you're traveling. Mm-hmm. Train stations in Europe tend to have retail space in the stations themselves. And so getting a SIM card in the train station is probably going to be less expensive than getting it at the airport. The kiosks at the train station usually will give you that temporary card. Sometimes you'll need to go to where there's an attendant. And most train stations have an attendant during business hours. If it's after hours, here in Portugal, the kiosk will give them to you. We noticed that some of the other countries that we've been to, the kiosk will spit out a temporary card for you as well that you can top up and put more money on over time, depending upon how long you're staying. Download the local travel apps too. So plus CityMapper, like here, we have this is kind of goofy, but it's true. So every form of public transportation is its own private-public partnership or whatever.
And we got the apps to all of them.
So the rail that goes from one end of the country to the other and also has regional stops, that's its own app. The metro system or subway system is its own app. The bus system is its own app. Mm-hmm. The ferry system is its own app. And I have no idea about the trolleys, but check.
Trolleys fall under the metros. I think they're part of,
or Caris.
Caris system.
Yeah, so that's the bus system. So check where you're going and Google to see what the local apps are. So between CityMapper and those local apps, you will be golden and you will get around like a veteran, like a local.
Yeah.
All right. Number 4.
Download Google Maps.
So that you can use it offline, right? So it's because as soon as you land, you might not, when you don't have the SIM card or this or that, or you want to wait to get it cheaper.
Okay. There was something I didn't download one time, and I went to the place, where was it, the Cine Labs, and I couldn't access. Oh, I know what it was, the translation app. So if you have a translation app, you want to download whatever you need to download.
See, so that's on the list, and you're getting ahead of yourself.
I'm sorry.
He always does that. Angela, are you watching? You see this?
Okay.
He giving away the punchline.
All right, I'll back up some.
So Google Maps, download the destination where you're going. That way you can use the map offline. And then number 5, download the languages into Google Translate or whatever.
Now I can tell you why.
Okay.
Because one time when I had to go get blood tests and stuff done, and I went to City Labs,
What had happened
what
was,
had happened was is I didn't have the languages downloaded in it, and I tried to talk to the lady, and she said, "No internet." So that was the one that was mean to me.
I know. But I thought he had already downloaded those languages
didn't.
because we did it before, I thought, when we came here originally.
It didn't work, and then I was panicked.
It didn't take.
It didn't take, and I was panicked.
But yeah, you can download, as many languages as you want into your translator. And that way you can use your translator offline, even when you don't have access to Wi-Fi. All right, number 6.
Make sure you travel with an electronic converter kit, not the plugs that just plug into the wall that are for like Europe. They have the 2 prongs on it. Not those. You have to have the electronic conversion kit. So when you plug it into the wall, it's a little box, and I have it in the bag. I should have put it out to show you. But you can plug American plugs into it, but it converts the power. Because the other ones that you just get to plug into the wall,
they're adapters.
They're
not
adapters. They're not converters.
Yeah. So I mean, if you get one for the wall and you just need to charge something like this, that's not that big of a deal. But if you want to run your computer or something like that, it's going to, it could mess up your computer if you don't have a converter. Depends on where you're at. He's making a lot of noise over here.
No, I'm showing you. So this is a converter kit, and it has a plug in it for Europe. But when I plug this in, and anywhere in Europe, it's going to convert the power, so I can plug in American appliances, and it won't burn them out.
Yeah. Even your clippers, like if you travel with an electric shaver or something like that, that plugs in the wall, that a lot of times will not work with just an adapter. We learned that the hard way. It sounds crazy.
And it's called Besttech, BESTEK. You can get it on Amazon.
Yeah, we don't have a link. We're not affiliated like that. So, all right. So make sure you have your converter kit. We talked about that. Also, if you already have a converter kit and you already have the adapters, especially if you haven't been to that country, if not Europe is pretty standard, but if it's a country outside of westernized countries, double check that they're using the same type of electric
UK
plug.
adapters are very different from.
Yeah, UK are different from Europe. South Africa is different than here, right?
Okay, and the thing about South Africa, because the first time we went to South Africa,
that's what I was saying there.
They were one way.
It was a different plug.
It was a totally different plug. So we go bopping back to South Africa
with the same stuff that we had
we good.
Back in 2009.
We do not use that no more.
Yep.
No more.
Yeah. You might find that your currency doesn't work anymore either. If you've got some old currency and you take it out your safe or whatever and go back, they looked at that money. They were like, "Where'd you get this from? We haven't seen this in decades."
So yeah, different countries you go to, the adapters might be different. So, and I know Apple has, you can buy a kit
from Apple, yeah.
From Apple.
And that's good for the computers because we have heard about people burning out their computers not using a converter. All right, let's keep it moving. Number 7. Let's get to safety.
Rubber door stops. So the little rubber door stops that you put in the bottom of the door, they're an extra safety measure.
Yeah, especially like if you're traveling solo, if you are anywhere that you do not feel comfortable staying in the place with the lock systems that they have, a rubber door stop is just that extra measure. It's inexpensive. It's light. You can just throw it in your suitcase and be good to go. Talking about safety, number 8.
VPNs.
Yes. VPN will protect your data. All right. So let's keep your data safe when you're using Wi-Fi's around the world. A lot of places like here in Portugal, there's Wi-Fi on public transportation. So all of our buses have Wi-Fi. You can log into the Wi-Fi, but then everybody else can log into that Wi-Fi too.
Oh, yeah.
So we use NordVPN, and there is a link in the description below for NordVPN if you want to get that. We have it on all the time. even at home, because you just never know. And then on the fun part, it's fun to see the different things that you can see when you change to a different country to see
Right.
what those searches are like.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Netflix. All right. Number 9.
So normally when we travel, we'll travel with some lentils and a
those
little
packets,
pack that you can warm up and stuff like that, and rice and the little cups and stuff like that. Because sometimes you go somewhere and you land and things are closed.
Right. Not in Dubai.
Not in Dubai.
In Dubai,
You get what you want anytime you want.
If you got the money, because a bowl of lentils, beans and lentils and rice is probably going to cost you about $30.
A big glass of beer costs, well, just a regular glass of beer costs you $20.
Right? Dubai was not playing. But
Joking.
You arrive someplace late, you get to your hotel and maybe the kitchen's closed, or you get to an Airbnb, you can microwave, some beans, some rice and stuff like that, and just have something.
Have some snackage.
Exactly. We bring other snacks as well, but be careful, especially, in the United States. I know when we landed in New Jersey, those dogs were sniffing for people who bring produce.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
produce, be careful with.
Yeah, especially going back to the United States. I haven't seen that so much outside of the United States, but I'm sure it exists, especially in places that are heavily agriculture. They don't want you bringing in pests that may change their environment. So that's the reason for that. If it's in a packet, it's good to go, right? It's all sealed, for the most part. Sometimes meats too.
And it's funny because I had my friend went.
I knew you were going to go there.
Went to Mexico, and his girlfriend had bought one of the straw hats, and he was saying, "Don't do that. They're not going to let you take it back." And it's just a straw hat and it's handmade and blah blah blah. When she got to the border, customs said, "You can't bring that in here."
Those are plants.
Why? It's just a straw hat, and it's it's not growing or anything. It's a plant. You can't bring it in the United States. So be careful. Know the laws. Know different things that you can bring through customs and you can't bring through customs.
Yep. All right. Number 10.
Always have a copy of your passport.
Just in case.
Just in case.
And oh, by the way, you cannot travel if you have less than 6 months before it expires. And we've even heard of people getting caught with 9 months before it expires and them saying, "Oh no, you ain't getting on this plane."
Yeah, they will not let you on.
Right. So as soon as you get to it's less than 10 months or something like that, go ahead and renew your passport so that you have a brand new passport. You also need 2 pages in your passport. A lot of times they will stop you right there if there's not 2 pages or whatever, and you have to find your way back home. They will not let you pass customs, pass immigration. All right. So you want to make sure that you have all of that. And then number 11.
Make sure you know your visa requirements.
Yeah.
You don't want to overstay.
Not only that, we know if you are American or, from a lot of different countries, maybe Britain, Canada, most of the EU, you can pretty much travel most places that you want to go with an automatic visa, tourist visa, when you arrive. You want to double check on what the maximum stay is. However, there are some countries where you are going to have to fill out a visa, and you want to know all of those requirements in advance. What you don't want to do, sometimes they require vaccinations, shots, and all of that stuff, and they might ask for proof.
Yeah.
So you do not want to show up and not have your paperwork. And again, just like with your passport, they're like,
And like Adelia said, you want to make sure your passport copy is in black and white, because some places look at the color as being a counterfeit.
Oh, really, Adelia? Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
So yeah, make sure it's in black and white.
How do you read and do this at the same time? See, he's good. I didn't see any of that. All right. Number 13, purchase travel health insurance.
Come on now.
You don't want to take that chance.
You don't want to take a chance. You just don't want to take it. I mean, sometimes, jobs and stuff, if you're out of the country, my job did it when with South Africa and stuff, we were covered.
Yeah, that's different. And you got to double check. You got to double check with your insurance.
Make sure.
company.
Yeah, I double, triple checked to make sure I would be covered when I left the shores of America. And they said, you are covered.
Yeah, and I was on his insurance, so we were good. But once we retired, we used Safety Wing. So when we go on trips, South Africa or wherever, where our insurance will not work, the insurance that we have here in Portugal, we still have our American insurance as well. We use Safety Wing. There are other companies as well. There is no link below, but you can Google it. Do your Googles and travel health insurance. Now, this is not the insurance that covers your bags or gives you an extra hook. This is for your health. Okay. So if something happens, if you get sick, if you need to go to the emergency room or anything like that, you want to make sure you have travel health insurance. Number 14. This is a fun one.
Oh, download your music, your favorite music and movies and stuff to listen to and play on a plane. Most flights will have movie selections.
Yeah.
They're very good at that. And music and news and TV and stuff like that. But just in case, if there's something you really, really like, that, why not download and have it, on your device?
Exactly. I have the digital copies that we have of our movies. I always, I delete some. It's like, oh, I've watched that too much. And I upload some just in case the selection they have does not interest me. And speaking of that, that leads us to number 15. Every airline that we've ever taken has an app.
I think even Spirit has an app.
Oof. Download the airline's apps that you are taking. You will get your boarding pass on the app. They will ping you to boarding. If the gate changes, that will be on the app. Also, the entertainment will be on the app, right? And so if it does have the seats with the screens, but you don't want to sit like this and you just kind of want to watch it on your iPad, you want to watch it on your phone or something like that. If you have an iPad that has connection, then the app will be the thing that will allow you to access all of that information.
Apps are such a good thing.
Yes. Also, download My TSA. If you are traveling out of the United States and you want to know the lines, it up to date. It'll tell you what the time to wait for TSA. So you don't have to be 5 hours early or too late. Right?
Another one that you just gotta have.
Number 16.
If you don't have it, you better get it. Get it now.
Yes.
Get Trippet.
Yes.
Trippet does a whole lot of things for you. So, and you can share it with family members. Let them know your itineraries, where you're going. My best friend has Trippet, and every time he takes a trip, he sends me the information or he puts it in Trippet. He allows me to see all of these done. So then from beginning to the end of his trip.
Exactly. I like Trippet. Look at this, y'all.
Yeah, it details
everything for you. And all you have to do when the confirmation comes in, all you have to do is email it to Trippet. And I don't know what happens on the back end. All I know is it shows up in here. Under the proper trip. Okay. And so, from Airbnb to tours to Airbnb tours, or you get something on TripAdvisor or anything that sends you an email confirmation, you can send to Trippet. Once in a blue moon, it can't read it and I have to physically put it in. And that's probably happened about 4% of the time. Even when we did wine tasting down in Evora, it got that in there, and it's brilliant. I will never, ever, ever travel again without a tool like this, because I don't want to be, you can even upload your documents. So it's all in one place. Boarding passes or anything else can be put in there. Boarding passes also on those apps, but if you want it all in one place, the confirmations for some of the things that we were doing, I uploaded you know, the excursions and stuff like that. I uploaded into the app
Mhm.
so that I had access to it, and then boom, get to the door. Here's the code. Boom, boom, boom. Good to go. Makes life lovely. All right, number 17.
Sign up for TSA PreCheck if you haven't, or Global Entry. Global Entry will also give you TSA PreCheck, but
Yeah.
why stand in lines? Because those lines, especially for Global Entry, can be long when you're coming through customs, and when you
In the
could just
United
kind of
States.
in the United States, and when you could just walk through, because your stuff is already there.
I remember it appeared that the TSA line, the TSA PreCheck line, was longer than the regular line. So me being impatient, I get in the regular line. Hadn't been in the regular line in years, y'all. I was so pissed off by the time I got out of that line after having to derobe and take everything out of my luggage and all of that stuff. I'm not used to that anymore. I am not used to it. So I was fit to be tied. I'm like, I don't care what I will never do that again. Never. Once you have TSA PreCheck, global entry, even clear or whatever, you will never go back. It's like having a housekeeper. You will never go back.
Mm-mm.
You will never go back. All right, that's number 16. Uh-oh, what the heck happened to number 18 and 19? I don't know.
I don't know.
Something happened.
I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, something happened. So it looks like we only have 18 because I think I put my hand on something and it erased. I don't know. Okay. So sign up for global entry. The last one, and this is so important, that we actually learned from Adelia Borshade of Picky Girl Travels the World, and that is
conversion rates.
I can't tell you how much money I wasted over the years accepting the conversion rate and paying in dollars. Always pay in the local currency. Our bank, Millennium, they charge, I don't care what the going rate is on that day, they're going to charge about 20-30%. So you try to get $100 out or 100 euro and from my American bank, and if I go to a Millennium ATM, it'll try to charge me like $130, $140.
Yeah.
Whereas my bank will say, okay, 109. For your 100 euro, it's going to cost you $109. That's the difference. It is that huge. And so if you're accepting that conversion rate, whether it's getting money out of the ATM or you're paying with your credit card, at a vendor, be it a restaurant, grocery store, whatever, some of those machines will ask if you want to use the conversion rate. And always say no.
Mm-hmm.
Always say no. So that's all we've got for you, right? That is the list.
I've even seen restaurants, even a restaurant here, matter of fact, that if you didn't want to pay cash and you wanted to pay with your credit card, they would try to make you pay with the conversion rate. Because they want you to pay, they prefer you to pay cash.
Well, yeah, but they wouldn't get that money. The bank gets that money. So that's what the goofy part about it is.
What it was.
I keep hitting no is usually 2. No. Are you sure? Absolutely. So that's definitely something that you don't want to do. A bonus tip, if you are traveling, get a collapsible duffel bag that will roll up and you can put in your suitcase in case you want to bring some stuff home with you. If you're going someplace and you're going to get your bespoke outfit from Vietnam or something like that, anything that's not going to fit, put that duffel bag in there, and we travel with one, and that way when you come back, you can go ahead and check that, or it becomes your carry-on or whatever.
Most important thing is be safe in your travels.
Yes. Yeah.
Have a good time.
Be aware.
Be aware.
Yeah. So if your gut is telling you something, listen, right? Every place is not as safe as Portugal.
No.
So with that, we will see you Sunday, y'all. Sunday, we have a gentleman who's going to be on who has been an expat for 20 years. He has lived in about 4 or 5 different countries and started when he was a teenager through a special program that you will hear about. I don't know if it's still going on anywhere in America. It would be nice if it was. He is now living, I'm not going to tell you. Oh, it's in the description. He's now living in Morocco, but he has lived all over the world.
Yeah.
And we cannot wait to talk to him to see what it feels like being a Black man who has lived abroad away from the United States for 20 years. If you are in the Side Hustle Challenge that starts next week, check your email on Sunday because the pre-work will come on Sunday and you will need to have it done for Monday. If you want to book a call or if you have more questions, if you still need help with your international travel and you're just feeling a little insecure, you can book a one-on-one call with us. That is in the description below. Beyond the Bling, our financial education course for financial independence is in the description below. We love y'all. And
Muito obrigado.
yes, we will see you on Sunday.
Boa noite.
Boa noite.